All right, everybody, how's it going? I am Roar. We are on the Temple of Anubis. This is the EGFH finals for Overwatch. On red team, we have New London Gold, and blue team is Doneshot. Now let's take a look at these team comps. We have New London Gold running Snafu on the Pharah, and then Werelven on the Winston. We're gonna have to watch out for them. They'll be the ones doing most of the damage, along with Bobo on the Soldier to kind of pressure from a distance. On Doneshot, however, we have Snakeover on the Widow. That's going to be very tough for Snafu to deal with unless Snakeover actually doesn't land his shots. But we also have a Zenyatta coming out from Fluba. That's going to be even harder for Snafu to deal with. Both teams running Reinhardt in their compositions. However, Havoc Twar on the side of Doneshot, excuse me, on the Roadhog. It's going to be tough for Werelven on Winston to deal with, along with the Discord from Zenyatta. Now, Mercy Bot's going to be on Mercy. I think that would be a good idea, just because Snake Obo is going to be hooking in some weird places, trying to, number one, get some picks onto the squad of New London, and number two, to just, I don't know, give a lot of good tempo reses. We'll see. Uptown Apollo also on the Mercy. We'll have to see if he pockets Snafu or chooses to stay with his tanks. Probably a mixture of both. Doneshot setting up on the high ground, Plateau. And Blazing wishing everyone good luck, have fun. We have 3 seconds to go, and we'll see if New London Gold decide to rush through the side of this choke or just go straight forward. We'll see if Snafu can land a good concussion blast, try to knock down the Reinhardt. Pressure going down onto Seiuchi's shield. Lots of pressure from the Hog. Werelven actually switching over from the Hog. Seiuchi's going to be coming from the back. Havoc Twar getting a nice hook onto Werelven, and that's going to be a 1 down for New London Gold. Nice charge by Blazing onto Seiuchi, but actually gets countercharged by Seiuchi and goes down immediately. We'll have to see if New London can capitalize on this lack of Reinhardt for Doneshot. In the meantime, Snakeover gets a nice pick onto Snafu and forcing Snafu to switch over to Genji to try to deal with the Widow. New London setting up on his large health pack. They're going to try to push forward with Seiuchi. They have all their members ready. Snafu going to be running around trying to get a pick onto a support or the Widow. Bobo's getting picked off by Snake Obo. Very nice shot. And then a hook going down from Werelven onto Godot. Very nice pick. Snafu putting pressure onto Snake Obo, trying to keep the Widow busy. And New London is just advancing pretty slowly onto this Reinhardt. I think they could just try to afford to be a little bit more aggressive. They got to, number one, break down and Blazing's shield. Snake Obo getting to pick onto Snafu, and then the hook going out onto Seiuchi. Nice hook by Havoc Twar, and then a good Earth Shatter by Blazing. That's going to be a rout for Doneshot. Now, Snake Obo was also going off in that fight, picking off Snafu and then picking off Sexy Salmon. So we'll have to see if they decide to try to switch things up. Werelven switching over to Winston. We'll have to see if Havoc Twar shuts that down immediately. Snafu switching over to the Zarya. Now, Doneshot sitting on both their support ultimates. So it's going to be even more important that Werelven's able to dive onto their backline. New London running into the left, actually splitting up. Werelven going off to the side, and then Seiuchi is going to be rushing onto the point. 3 members on the point for New London, getting 2 picks. Good charge by Godot, and then both support on the ultimates coming out from Doneshot. Dragon Blade from Godot, able to pick out Bobo's. Snake Obo just trying to Widow 76 onto the point, and that just swung it immediately back into the favor of Doneshot. However, good res by Uptown Apollo, able to swing the fight back into even. But now Blazing's able to take down Uptown Apollo. Snake Obo is just taking pot shots, and Godot gets 2 last hits onto Seiuchi and Sexy Salmon. Werelven needs to either die or get out, because he's just going to be wasting time for his team. And now it looks like Snafu's going to be switching back to the Pharah. I'm not quite sure, because Snake Obo's aim has been pretty good at this defense. We'll have to see if Snafu can try to work with his positioning a little more. Actually, Snafu's going to be switching over to Widowmaker. Now, for ultimates, we have Emblazing sitting on the Earth Shatter, whereas Sexy Salmon has the beat drop, so he could try to counteract the Earth Shatter if it lands. Beat drop going down. Now New London is going to be rushing onto the point, trying to get as much percentage as they can. big Earth Shatter, able to take down a Elven and Siochi. Then a whole hog coming out for Havoc Tuar, kicking off 3. Snafu able to take off Snake Ovo, but that's not enough. There's just way too much beef on this point, and Havoc Tuar doing some work on that hog. Godot gonna try to get some more percentage. He's 81% on Dragon Blade. It could just stall a point out. Stall the point at the choke, or stall at the choke rather. Aware Elephant sitting on a Primal Rage, however, gets hooked and then immediately Primal Rages. Sayuchi charging onto the point, and everybody from New London trying to get on the point, but two get picked off immediately. 2 more get picked off. Sayuchi and Sexy Salmon going down. Godot gonna pop his Dragon Blade and it's going to be wreaking havoc on this point, and everybody's just swinging, everybody's shooting. That's a full hold for Doneshot. And now we'll have to see if I'm not quite sure if New London actually got that much percent. We'll have to see here. Okay, so the capture progress actually does not progress past save until past 33%. I think it's a new change from Blizzard, because losing when you only have 2% on the point is a bit frustrating, and definitely shows that one team is better than the others, right? No, not at all. So we're going to have to see if Doneshot can cap a third of the points. And considering how well they were playing between Havoc Tuar and Blazing actually, and Snake Opo's hit scan, this could be tough for New London. Both sides are going to be running Reinhardt, or both running an Anna. Sayuchi's going to stay on the Rhine. Or Elvin going to be going back to the Hog. Bobo's still playing the hit scan. I'm not sure how much value they got out of the hit scan, but overall, I think the damage was just a little all over the place. They weren't able to really focus down a lot of targets, except for maybe a couple that Aware Elven had hooked. Now, Snafu's going to be playing the Widow, defensive Widowmaker. There's going to be a lot of sustain on the side of New London just because of the Mercy and the Anna. But was taking up high ground. Meanwhile, Doneshot is going to be running a bit of a dive, a bit of a Korean dive actually. They have the D.Va and the Winston just to hop in and try to get a pick, and we'll have to see if they can dive the right support, because Uptown Apollo is just going to have Bobos to fly away to on the high ground. Sexy Salmon's going to have Uptown Apollo to keep him up, along with his own grenade. Happy Target is going to be on the Anna as well. We'll have to see if his healing is as good as his hog. Elona setting up on the high ground. Now, and Blaze is actually going to be popping his bubble a little early. I don't quite agree with that. Gets hooked, and it's probably going to go down to where Elvin actually getting healed up. Never mind. Sexy Salmon, or Havoc Tuar, Mercy Bot able to keep him up. And Blaze going back in with his bubble. Now he's pressuring Sexy Salmon. Well, that's going to be a huge source of healing going down. But instead, Godot takes down Uptown Apollo. That's a big source of healing down for New London. Both supports down. Snake Over getting a pick onto Sexy Salmon. And now Emblazon's just going to be going off on this point. Snake Over getting another point, another kill, and Emblazon able to finish off Sayuchi. That is game for Doneshot.
Final score 1-0.
Now you have to think that that New London probably could have done more on the offense. Their Reinhardt shield was very unhealthy a lot of the times. I think they took a lot of unnecessary damage, and Havoc Tuar realized that this constantly barraging that shield with his hog alternate fire. It's a very nice play of the game, getting a good pin and then finishing off Sayuchi. But yes, New London had to figure out, had some trouble getting a lot of kills. There wasn't all that much sustain on the side of Doneshot. And welcome back. We are going to Lijiang Tower after a very dominant performance by Doneshot. We'll have to see if New London Gold can make the changes necessary. Right now, I think they need to be running maybe even a Zenyatta or something, because they were not doing enough damage at all during that Temple of Anubis offense. Now we're going to see both teams running a Pharah. Snake Obo doing some work on the Widow last map is going to be going over to the Pharah. And then, Korean dive coming out from the side of Doneshot. The Winston, D.Va, Genji. and then a Pharmacy to boot. Havoc are going to be switching over to Lucio now. This man plays everything. Plays Ana, plays Hog. Actually, that's not everything. But on the other hand, we have New London Gold running no real primary tank. We have Diva and Roadhog. Or Elvin's gonna have to make sure that he can get a nice hook onto Emblazon, because he's been doing wreaking some havoc onto the side of New London. Now we're gonna be starting off. See if both teams would like to position themselves. New London going to be taking the very far left route and going through White Room, whereas Doneshot's going to be taking the points. Now this is a very bad position for New London Gold. Actually, they're just very condensed into a tiny room, whereas Doneshot's able to just shoot from all sides. Snafu's going to be trying to hop onto Mercy bots, but it's not able to get much done. Where Elvin goes down, getting hooked and then getting killed by Godot. Emblazon able to take down Snafu, chasing him down relentlessly, and they also able to take down Bobo's. Snake Ovo just raining death onto the New London as he goes pretty much uncontested. Good focus fire coming out from Doneshot. Now they're able to take Sayuchi out of the Diva suits. Right, good change from New London. They're switching over to Soldier to try to put pressure onto Snake Ovo. But if Mercy Bot's able to pocket him, then that's going to be even tougher to deal with. Godot's almost sitting on the Dragon Blade. Now sitting on a Dragon Blade. We'll have to see if he pops it immediately. He tries to take down the Uptown Apollo, who's almost sitting on a res. Absolutely getting taken out of mech. And now Godot's gonna get 3 picks immediately with that Dragon Blade. Huge Dragon Blade, huge Swift Strike. And res is gonna come out from Uptown Apollo, and that's still New London Gold getting a pretty much even fight. Now Aware of Elvin's able to take down Godot, getting revenge for that Dragon Blade. Snake Ovo killing himself, and now Aware Elvin just cleaning up on Havoctoire. Now New London able to take back the point at 41%. That's not a bad take at all. Mercybot sitting on a res, Primal Rage, and Barrage also for Doneshot. We'll have to see if New London are able to shut them down. Uptown Apollo almost sitting on another res, however. Sayuchi's getting caught out and on the outside. He's probably going to be taken out. Barrage coming out from Snake Ovo, taking down Saware Elvin and Sayuchi's mech. Sayuchi getting pooped out by Havoctoire. Now the points just going to be largely dominated by Doneshot, as most of New London are just getting picked off. Mercybot getting to pick on the Bobos on the Reaper. Just pulling the pistol out, trying to help however he can. And there's now Doneshot still sitting on a res. Both teams sitting on a res, and however, where Elvin and Bobo's going to have some very valuable ults coming up. New London choosing to go through the dark room, maybe taking high ground. Looks like Snafu's going to be going high ground with the soldier ult. It's going to be very tough for Snake Ovo to deal with. And Blazon's going to be hopping up, trying to put some pressure on, but good defense matrix by Sayuchi. The bubble unfortunately does not land on top, which means Snafu going to have some free reign during this attack visor. Good attack visor, getting 2 kills, but then the res comes out from Mercybot. Good res, 3-man res coming out from Doneshot, but Snafu's able to take down Mercybot. Snake Ovo still uncontested on the point. Huge res by Uptown Apollo. That was, I think that was 5-man res. Now Sexy Sam is able to get off his beat drop. Aware Elvin popping the whole hog for good measure, and now that's the point again for New London Gold. Now that was a very long stall from Doneshot. They're able to get 94%. They have to win a lot of. New London has to win every fight from now on, and they are dry on ults. Whereas Snake Ovo is almost sitting on another barrage. Snafu getting a nice rocket onto Snake Ovo and able to trade pretty efficiently. Diva Bomb coming out from Pluba, not getting much for it, but now New London don't have the positioning. Where Elvin able to get the hook onto Godots, but Emblazon's able to take down Uptown Apollo. There's only Lucio healing on the point for New London. Beat drop coming out for Havoctoire, so much sustain there, but they're not quite able to take the point. New London stalling this out so well. Now it's just going to be 3 people on point for New London, able to just Bobo's popping the Death Blossom, landing kills on no one, but it's all right. He's able to take down a Tracer in the end. That's a huge stagger for Doneshot. We'll have to see if they wait for Snake Over to come back. He's almost sitting on a Pulse Bomb. Blazing almost sitting on an Earth Shatter. This could be a huge play if they do it correctly. New London is spreading out really well, and Blazing has no Earth Shatter really. Able to get one with two with that Earth Shatter. Sexy Salmon and Bobo's going down immediately. Aware Elephant also going down, and then a res coming out from Uptown Apollo. Now Mercy Bot went down early in that fight, and he's almost sitting on a res. That's really bad for Doneshot. Whole Hog coming out from Aware Elephant, trying to clean up the rest of this point, but there's only 2 members on for New London. Getting the hook onto Havoctor, but not able to finish him off. And now it's just Aware Elvin on points. And this could be really bad for New London because 99% to 94%, and Aware Elvin goes down. Snafu trying to stall the point with Tracer, but unfortunately is not able to keep the cap from happening. Now, this is really good for Doneshot. They're sitting on a Resurrect. They're almost sitting on another Beat Drop, and now the self-destruction will be coming out from Sayuchi. Able to pick down both supports. This is a huge play. No Mercy Res, no Beat Drop, and now it looks like New London are just going to go up again. Self-destruct coming out from Fluba, able to stall out the point a little bit longer. Let's see if the supports can get back in time for Doneshot. But no, the Diva goes down. Snake Over, the last person on point. It goes down to Sayuchi. And now the point's going to get capped. Res coming out from Mercy Bot, able to bring back 2. But however, it's a 5v6 right now. Beat Drop coming out from Havoctor as well. Both support ultimates down. But now, Aware Elvin able to take down Mercy Bot. Be good. Death Blossom coming out from Snake Over, able to take down Tracer this time. And wow, that's the point for New London Gold. Very well played by New London. They stalled it out so well, and they didn't lose a single fight really. They gave the point for maybe like 4%. That's when Doneshot was at 94%. But then they were able to take it back with their next push. Sayuchi, the MVP in that fight, getting a nice Diva Bomb onto 2 supports that had their ultimates. Now Snake Over is going to be switching over to the McCree, and Blazing going to go on the Hog. A good choice on this map just because of the environmental kills in the center of the map. Snafu's going to be on the Farrah, going to be looking for a Reddit play of the game, as we call it. Going to try to land a Concussion Blast onto the bridge, most likely. Zluba's going to be over on the Reinhardt instead of on Blazing now. Concussion Blast, and that's no kills from the Concussion Blast for Snafu. No Reddit play of the game for you. But now New London is going to be able to go on to the point. Or Elvin just going straight towards the Reinhardt shield, putting a lot of pressure onto it. Godot able to take out Bobo's pretty early in this fight. We'll have to see if Doneshot can take advantage of this. Now, where Elvin goes down, he was in a bit of a bad position trying to just walk up to that Reinhardt shield. But now Godot and Blazing just doing some work on this squad for New London. They're able to clean up the point pretty well. Snafu has to get out. And Blazing sitting at 72% ult already. He was doing a lot of work there. Godot also set 70% of his ults. Now Snafu's going to be a little bit hard pressed to be playing the Farrah. Snake Ovo's hit scan is no slouch. There is a lot of pressure coming out. Godot able to pick off Snafu with a nice headshot from all the way across the map. Now he has a Dragon Blade. We'll have to see if New London decides to run in with this, or Doneshot decides to engage them instead. Doneshot's going to be here charging in. Fluba getting a nice pick on the Sexy Salmon. Sayuchi taking down Fluba in revenge. But now the Dragon Blade's going to come out. And then a High Noon. Excuse me. High Noon and a Dragon Blade coming out. That's just... And along with the whole Hog, actually, that was a little bit of overkill coming out from Doneshot. Now they only have... Now they have 5 members on points. Fluba's going to be coming back pretty soon, but if Snafu can land a nice pick here, then that would be really good for London, quite obviously. Fluba's going to be holding up over on the bridge. New London deciding to run over to the White Room. Very good decision, because there were like 4 ultimates used by Doneshot just now. There's going to be relatively little pressure onto the Reinhardt shield. Now Snafu's sitting on a ultimate, a barrage. We'll have to see if he tries to flank around. Yep, he goes into the window, gets stopped immediately, but also takes down Fluba. Now New London go up in this fight. Mercy Bot going to pop the res. It's 6v5 right now, and then Nano Boost going on to Fluba, but a good whole hog by Aware Elvin, able to force them off the point. But Godot getting 3 picks in the back line. I don't know if where Uptown Apollo just like told everybody to die, but he gets a 3-man res immediately after. Godot able to get a Dragon Blade from that 3K, however. He takes down 2, takes down 4, and well played by Godot and Blazin'. They're just shutting down this this lineup from New London. And the score is tied 1-1. Doneshot able to tie it up. Now, New London need to think about what they want to do about Emblazon's Hog and Godot's Genji, because way too often have they been making some really good plays, and that might just be out of the control of New London. But there's got to be something to shut them down. Maybe a diva to just defense matrix right into their face, like 60% of the time. Now, Snakeova's going to be switching over to Soldier. Very good pick for this map, just because it's going to be a little... the fighting's usually a little bit spread out, and they're long sight lines. Snafu's going to stay on the Pharah. Now both teams going to be running through the middle. Snakeova laying down some pressure from a high ground, but now both teams are going to be rushing onto the points. New London just going immediately for the center, whereas Doneshot almost getting booped off, actually, but it's a good charge by Fluba, splitting up the New London line a little bit. Now, both teams taking 1 pick each. Bobo was able to take down Mercy Bot. That's a huge source of healing down, since they're only running well, they're actually running an Nano along with the Mercy. But now, a charge coming out from Sayuji, trying to force off Doneshot. Snafu getting a nice pick on the Havoc Core. That's no healing left for Doneshot, and New London's able to take the point. Uptown Apollo sitting on a res already, staying alive that entire fight and keeping Sayuchi up despite charges, despite all the swings that Fluba was raining down on him. Shield goes down. So much pressure coming out from New London, actually. Almost getting a boop again. Fluba's gonna try to get the flame strike. He is sitting on. He is almost halfway to an Earth Shatter. Now it looks like Doneshot's gonna try to run around, let the shield recharge, and they're gonna run through the middle. Oh, and Blazon's gonna try to go for a cheeky hook going from the side. Snafu is able to avoid the hook and trying to concussion blast him off now. Both tac visors going down from both teams. Bobo's going down. Snakeover able to take down Bobo's. Bobo's able to take down Havoc Core, however. Then a hook onto Where Alvin PR. That's a huge burst. And now the res coming out. Both teams 5v5 on the point. Snafu's gonna pop his barrage. Fluba going down. Dragon Blade coming out. Uptown Apollo goes down as well. Where Alvin going to be able to take down Blaze and getting that revenge for that hook earlier, but now it looks like New London are still able to hold this point so well. Very, very well played by Uptown Apollo, actually getting a nice res. Sleep Dart going on to Sayuchi. They're anti-healed. Nice pick by Havoc Dwarf. You're taking down Bobo. Sayuchi's very low. He's getting hit by the Flame Strike. Now, Doneshot need to run onto this point. Right now, it's 3v6 right now. They need to run onto this point and put as much pressure on as they can. However, Uptown Apollo able to get back to the point. It's 4v6. Aware Alvin able to take down Fluba with the Primal Rage. That should not be happening. That's just a lot of... That's a bit of a fault on the healer's part, but I guess they were pretty busy. Now, Emblazon's going to be popping the whole hog. Going to be destroying all these shields. Sayuchi's going to try to charge him, but he gets nano boosted. And now, Aware Alvin needs to be careful. He can get one shot by a nano boosted hog. Just like that, Emblazon getting 2 picks onto the point. Mercy Bot going down to Snafu, however. No res for Doneshot. Now they're going to be Earth Shattering. Solo Earth Shatter to Sexy Salmon. Bobos is able to take down Fluba. And New London are still holding this point. Godot able to Swift Strike in at the last moment, but now Emblazon getting a great beat drop coming out from Sexy Salmon, and he's able to keep Snafu alive despite that hook. Godot's still sitting on point, trying to stall out the point as long as he can. And then a res coming out. It's gonna be Havoc Bar and Emblazon. And now Snakeover was able to take down both Sayuchi and Snafu. And then a res coming out from Uptown Apollo once again. Whole hog coming out from Emblazon, trying to do whatever he can, but Bobo's just gonna pick off half this team. Snafu's gonna take out Emblazon. And anti-heal, good anti-heal by Havoc Tor, but not enough. Fluba gets taken down immediately. And that's the point for New London Gold, going up 2-1 in this best of 5. This was New London's first map win on on the control center, so we'll have to see if they can pull out the same magic as they did last time, coming from behind. And Blazing's going to be going back to Reinhardt, putting Havoc Tor back onto the Roadhog. I was liking what Blazing was doing, but I guess they want Blazing's tank, protective tank more. So now Safu's going to be running the Soldier, actually. I'm probably predicting the Pharah pick. And Bobo's going to be switching over to the Reaper, just to put more pressure onto what would plausibly be Emblazon's Hog. New London Gold going all the way up to the top, going to be dropping down onto this point. Not quite sure if I agree with this. But Sayuchi getting a nice charge onto Mercy Bot, putting the fight immediately into their favor. Bobo's taking down Emblazon. So much burst damage from Bobo is able to take down Emblazon that fast. Snafu's going to be taking out Havoc Tor, and Bobo's able to take down another. Now Bobo's sitting at half of his ult charge already. Snafu as well. He's going to get pretty low. He needs to get out of there, getting discorded by Fluba. But now it looks like New London Guild able to take this point very easily, losing no members in that fight. Doneshot going to be pushing up, trying to take the points from the wide angle, putting a lot of pressure onto Sayuchi's shield. Sayuchi's shield is actually looking pretty unhealthy, and Blazing, however, keeping his shield up the entire time, is also going to be looking pretty unhealthy. Werewolf is going to be dropping the Winston bubble to try to win the shield war, I guess, but I think he should be using that when he dives in instead. Godot going to be reflecting the Flame Strike. Both Reinhardt's charging each other, and Blazing, however, going down to Bobo's. Huge bit of burst damage. However, Havoc Tor also able to take down a Were-Elven. Both two main techs going down for both teams. Bobo's taking a Havoc Tor, but then a Res coming out. Not able to... However, the Res is not able to get Fluba, who's sitting on 60% of his ult charge. Snafu landing a huge attack visor and cleaning up a lot of squishies on side of Doneshot. Havoc Tor is going to be popping his ultimate along with Godot's, and I don't quite agree with that. It was 1v1 in the end to try to take control of the points, but now they're down two very valuable ultimates, the Dragon Blade and the Whole Hog. No, literally no ultimates for Doneshot now that they use those two, whereas Upton Apollo sitting on the res, and then an Earthshatter for Sayuchi to boot. And Primal Rage for Were-Elven, actually. But I'm going to be trying to lay some pressure onto the side, but Bobo's going to be sitting up top. He's just going to drop in on some unsuspecting supports. Havoc Tor switching over to Anna, actually, and Blazing switching over to Winston. We'll have to see what they can do. Now, both supports are down for New London, but Havoc Tor able to, Were-Elven able to take down Havoc Tor, and that's going to be, and Fluba also going down. Both teams without healers, and now it's just down to both teams' DPS. Winston, Reaper, and McCree running around on the point. Uptown Apollo is going to be getting a two-man res, I think. But now Sexy Sam is going to be popping the beat drop, and Desperation coming around from Snake Ovo, trying to high noon, try to save the point, but that's not enough, and New London take it 3-1. So right now, our series is tied 1-1, with Doneshot taking first map, Temple of Anubis, and New London taking Lijiang Tower just now. Yep, this was the 4-kill that Godot had gotten earlier. He's doing a lot of work on that garden map.
Nice to be appreciated.
And welcome back to the cast. This is the EGF High School Finals for Overwatch between Doneshot and New London Gold. Right now, our series is tied 1-1 in a best of 3. We're on Eichenwald, and we'll have to see if the substitution for Doneshot is going to do the trick. Now, Fluba's going to be switching. They swapped out a player named Fluba for Overbutt. Very classy name. He's going to be playing Diva, which will be very important for shutting down Snafu and Bobo's because they will be on this hit scan. Looks like Doneshot's going to be on offense because they are running the Korean dive once again. Very effective combo. Mercy Bot staying on Mercy, however, instead of the Anna. For New London Gold, however, we have Anna Mercy. Very strong healer combo. basically both primary healers, and double hit scan from Bobos and Snafu, and a Werewolf is going to be on the Hog. He was doing some work on Li Zhang last map. We'll have to see if he can pull it off again. Now, Doneshot's biggest problem, I think they realized from the last map, was they weren't taking down Uptown Apollo before he was able to get like 3 or 4 man reses. Last map, he had 20 players resurrected across the span of the entire game, and that's huge. You don't want 20 of your kills to be completely invalidated. So we'll have to see if Doneshot's dive is going to take down Uptown Apollo, because there is no Pharah for Uptown Apollo to fly away to. Getting started, and there's going to be a lot of pressure onto this choke just because of the nature of this very small archway. Blaze is going to be jumping in, going to try to hop onto Snafu. Very good choice. All three DPS going to hop onto Snafu, but they're not able to take him down quite yet. Lots of heals going down onto him. Now Uptown Apollo is going to be taken down by Habituar. Snakeova finishing Snafu off, and Snakeova also taking down Sayuchi. Hook going down on them Blazin. A good hook by a Werewolf and able to one-shot on Blazin, but that's not going to be enough. And now that's the point for Doneshot. Very, very quick take. Bobo's getting taken down at the very end, getting a little bit staggered. Looks like Snakeova's going to try to be going for the stagger onto Uptown Apollo. We'll have to see if nope, Snakeova not able to get the kill on the Uptown Apollo. Barely surviving with like 40 HP. Snafu switching over to the Pharah, realizing that they don't have any hit scan. We'll have to see if it just rains death onto this backline. But it's going to be really hard because Mercy's going to be able to fly in with the dive. Habituar on Lucio can just bounce around the walls wherever he wants. Now Palace going to be pushing for Doneshot. Good position by Snafu, able to take down Snakeova immediately and also taking the high ground. Getting forced off the high ground, however, by Blazin and Godot, but a good rocket by Bobo to take down Godot. Right now it's even in the fight in terms of numbers. We'll have to see if Sayuchi's gonna take a couple swings, land a flame strike, because he's sitting on that Earth Shatter now. Snakeo was switching over to the Widow just to deal with Snafu. Snafu getting a little bit hard. Able to get the headshot on the Sexy Salmon actually. Well, it looks like Uptown Apollo is going to be very close to a res. If he gets dove, then that would be really bad if he dies with that res right now. Attack Visor and Earth Shatter for New London. And now Dragon Blade going to come out from Godot. Beat Drop also coming down. It's a lot of sustain for Godot, and Bobos is unable to deal with Godot despite having that ultimate. Now Uptown Apollo is going to be hitting that res, but now a couple members of but now Snafu's also going to be going down, sitting on that barrage. Bobo's hopping to Attack Visor, able to hit down Snakeovo, but then Blazin just bullying him with that Primal Rage. Werewolf is going to be popping the whole hog, trying to hold on to this point a little bit longer, but on that Diva is just going to be eating up a whole bunch of that. Snafu's the last person standing, really, once Sayuchi goes down, trying to rain down some pressure from the distance, but this card is rolling for Doneshot with, looks like 6 members now, and Blazin trying to take the high ground, deny it for New London, which is a very good idea, but now Snafu's going to be pushing him back. So much damage from the damage boosted rockets. Bobo's going to be caught out on the high ground, gets taken down by Emblazon and Godot. Very good job to dive someone that was out of position. Snakeo would take down Snafu with a nice headshot. Emblazon taking down Uptown Apollo. This is just stagger central for New London because Emblazon's just going to be going to town on this backline, on the backline actually. Snakeova getting taken down by Bobos, but it doesn't matter. New Doneshot's able to take the point, and 4 minutes 40 left on the clock for Doneshot to take this last point. New London need to get this together because they're getting rolled right now. It's the payload really hasn't stopped, maybe once or twice during that last push. And Ultimate's going to be coming out from over, but Snafu's going to take that over before he can get back into the mech. But Godot's going to be getting 2 picks with that Dragon Blade. Sexy Salmon and Bobo's going down. Sexy Salmon is still sitting on that Nano, so we'll have to see if he can try to land it on the right person. But now it's Primal Rage coming out from Emblazon, taking down Snafu in the air, or wherever he was. But that's huge because now there's no really good nano target for Sexy Salmon left on this point, because Sayuchi's caught in the back. Sexy Salmon able to get the nano onto Bobo's as he pops Attack Visor, but then a good beat drop coming out from Habituar. Uptown Apollo's going to be landing that res. Now it's an even fight, 6v6. Overbutt's going to be taken out of his mech. Where Elvin's going to be popping that whole hog. So many members low for Doneshot. Snafu switching over to the Mei, able to put a little bit more pressure onto the Genji. And now Doneshot actually getting pushed back for the first time on this third point. They had almost pushed it all the way actually, until a good res by Uptown Apollo. I like this Mei pick coming out from Snafu actually, because it'll invalidate that D.Va's defense matrix in a sense, and it'll also help deal with Godot, who has been doing such work on the Genji. Now Snake Ova's gonna be popping the attack visor, not getting too much forward, getting Snafu in the end, and Godot able to put down enough pressure onto Uptown Apollo. Where Elvin taking down Blazing once again, but now three more members go down for New London, and that's the cart rolling for Doneshot. Doesn't look like they'll be able to, New London will be able to get back in time. They actually do get back in time. A good wall by Snafu, able to keep Uptown Apollo, and then the ice block onto the points. Huge Earth Shatter by Sayuchi, getting three members, but now Mercy Boss sitting in the back, just gonna be rezzing all that back. And Doneshot getting two more picks in the process. But where Elvin getting a nano boost and dropping the whole hog, but gets slept by Havictor. Very good sleep by him. And now it looks like Doneshot's eventually going to be able to take this, just because they have so much sustain that's sitting in the back, so safe, whereas all of their tanks are just sitting on the points. Overbutt able to take down Bobos with his booster. Snake Ovo raining a ton of damage onto Aware Elvin. Pardon my language. But New London's still stalling this point out. Snafu's getting the freeze, landing the blizzard onto the cart. 0.46 meters to go. Doneshot's still trying to fight for this last little bit of ground. Good hook by Aware Elvin, able to take Overbutt out of his mech. And now that's going to be another stagger for Doneshot. They've lost 3 minutes so far on this point, just trying to push into this very last part. An amazing stall coming out from New London. Now Snake Over's actually switching over to the Tracer. Perhaps they'll be able to land a nice pulse bomb onto Uptown Apollo before he's able to get his res. Snake Ovo gonna run around and try to dive onto Snake Ovo. D.Va bomb coming out from Overbutt, getting no one forward, but now Emblazon's able to get Uptown Apollo. He runs off into a certain corner. Nano boosted Dragon Blade coming out from Godot, and actually not landing any kills, but Snake Ovo able to take down Sexy Sam, and Havictor taking down Aware Elvin, and so many picks going down for Doneshot. Uptown Apollo trying to build up that last bit of Mercy ult with that pistol, but is unable to get it, and Godot gets him in the end, and that's the 3 points for Doneshot.
Switching sides.
Very good stall by New London, though. There's only 39 seconds left on the clock, despite Doneshot starting that third point with almost 5 minutes. Now it's New London's turn to attack. We're going to have Snafu on the Pharaoh once again. I'm not quite sure why he keeps going for this. Snake Ovo has been shutting him down on the Widow pretty consistently. Now, looks like on the defense for Doneshot, we have Godot on the Hanzo. We have our resident Japanese culture fanatic on Godot playing Genji and Hanzo, it looks like. Mercybot's going to be on the Symmetra. She's going to try to full hold this points with the teleporter. Well, I guess the intention is always to full hold, but this is a bit more of an all-in. There's literally no other source of healing for Havictor on the Ana besides his own grenades and health packs. Usually you run a soldier to try to keep Havictor up. But a good dive, or in this case, a couple good rockets from Snafu, are just gonna shut this point down immediately if he's able to hit down Havictor.
Sentry deployed.
There's a lot of shield pressure actually on the side of Doneshot with the Pharah and the Roadhog, so they might just end up winning the shield battle so badly that Havictor doesn't really take much damage or can heal himself. And New London also have a lot of shield pressure, but The fact that they're on the offensive means that they're going to have to keep their shield up the entire time, whereas Doneshot can kind of take cover, duck and take cover, and keep their shield healthy. Mercybot sitting on 67% of his ultimate already. A lot of members of New London taking a lot of damage from those Symmetra turrets. Both teams are going to be trying to contest this point, but now Mercybot's sitting at 95% of his ultimate. This is not good for New London. They actually might get full health here if they can't get the right picks. Godot going to take down Aware Elven. Nice hook by Emblazon. They're not able to get a cheeky hook from the side. That is a new addition, by the way. There is a side entrance on this choke that not many people know about. Good scatter by Godot, taking down Bobos, and now New London needs to regroup and keep their shield healthy, because otherwise, the mid push they could just go down between the Symmetra shield and the Roadhog alternate fires. Snakeova is going to be taking down Snafu, winning that aerial battle, and now looks like New London are at a bit of a loss for what to do, because Aware Elven keeps trying to flank around the side, gets hooked and taken down immediately by the huge burst from both Emblazon and Godot. A lot of ultimates now for Doneshot. Mercybot wisely saving his ultimate, actually, just so that it can't get taken down very early by Snafu, who's been trying to run around with that Pharah. Snafu's gonna die off on the side, not able to go around the side, and now Sayuchi's gonna be charging in, but gets whole hogged for it. Gets a whole hog in the face for his troubles. Now, New London gonna be trying to rush onto the point. Godot landing a nice scatter onto Aware Elven and a nice headshot onto Sayuchi rather. Snakeova taking down Bobos, not quite the counter you were looking for. But now, a lot of ultimates coming up for New London. We'll have to see if they can do anything with these, especially the res. Uptown Apollo has been very good with these reses. New London needs to run in dry using no ults and try to get as many picks as they can. Huge Earth Shatter by Overbutt, taking down 3, and then the dragon coming out from Godot, able to put down a lot more pressure. Res coming out from Uptown Apollo, gonna bring everybody back, but then Overbutt's able to take down Aware Elven immediately. Bobo's taking down Godot, but that's all right because there's a teleporter going down now for Mercybot. And despite that res from Uptown Apollo, Doneshot are still holding this point. Snafu just going to get picked off very late, along with Havoc Bar, and looks like they have no answer for this Hanzo or this Roadhog, really.
60 seconds remaining. Turret online. My teleporter is online. Please proceed.
Havoc Bar able to keep this team alive very well, despite being a solo healer. So it looks like Sayuchi charged into a car right there. But now both teams are going to be going back at it once again. A lot of shield pressure going down to the Overbutt. He has nowhere to hide. His shield is actually extremely unhealthy. Shield coming after the Symmetra. He's going to try to help the shield war. There's just so much pressure going down from both sides. These shields are just going to be worthless in a minute. 20 seconds left on the clock for New London. They have to rush to this point pretty quickly. Now Snafu's going to be running in with the Dragon Blade. Gets taken down immediately. Snakeova rocket. Overbutt landing to charge onto Sayuchi. And 4 members down already for New London. 5 members down. There's no way they can take this point now. There was Aware Elven. It's going to be a whole hogging. Taken down by the Dragon. Caught in that choke. And that is a full hold from Doneshot. Congratulations to Doneshot. They are the EGFH champions. They took this very hard-fought series. They won 2-1, but let's not count out its New London gold. They gave Doneshot a run for their money, and really it was just Doneshot's solid defense that won them this series. Mercybot actually getting the play of the game instead of Uptown Apollo. This was very nice. Just barely missing that last skill, but it was quite a ride. This entire series was quite a ride. Very back and forth, very evenly matched. Just despite the defenses, I don't think the defenses from Doneshot tell the entire story for how close these teams were.